Okay, today I'm going to show you how to build out a G100 receiver and a grip module using an OEM G19 Gen 3 parts kit from an actual pistol. There's already a lot of videos out there showing how to break down the pistol, so we're not going to show you that part. Just go watch a video and get them broken down. Pause it here if you need to, and then pick up when you're ready. Okay, so we have our parts broken out here, and we need to discard a few of them. You can just store them, like the lower receiver. We're not going to be using this, right? So we can store that somewhere else. You also have the trigger pin, the original. It's too long to fit in the receiver. And then the locking block, pin, and body are also going to be set aside. And finally, the rear trigger pin. Okay, so what we're keeping is the trigger group, the slide stop lever, the mag release pin, and the slide lock. Of course, we're going to keep the slide assembly and the magazine. Now, there's a couple components that are going to come with your receiver that are non-standard to replace the ones that we set aside. We're going to have 3 spring pins. One of them is shorter than the other 2. Then we have a modified trigger pin as well as a spring for the slide lock. So to begin, we're going to take our 120R receiver and install the trigger group. I like to ensure that my trigger spring in here is installed correctly. I can just look down to the top and see that it is. I'm going to lead in with the trigger shoe and then drop the rear assembly into this back pocket. And now I can set it up on my bench block here and drive in the rear pin. So we're going to find that shorter spring pin and make sure that our rear trigger assembly is aligned with that hole. Once in place, we can gently tap this in with an assembly hammer. And we just want it to be flush with the top of the receiver. Okay, with that in place, now we can install the trigger pin, and there's a little slot in it. And we want that slot to intersect with the slide stop lever when it's in place. This is what keeps the pin from falling out and the slide stop from, it gives us some more clearance to function. So I'm gonna come in from the right side of the receiver through the trigger shoe. I'm not gonna go all the way through the trigger shoe, just keep it a little bit shy. Then I'm going to drop in the slide stop lever, and I like to look from the top down so I can see if the pin's aligned and push the pin through from the bottom until it snaps in place with the slide stop lever. Now we can install the slide lock. Drop in the spring first. And what I like to do, there's a little ledge on the slide lock that's going to face backwards if you were facing the gun forwards, and I'm just going to get this leading edge, put it up through the slot and get it on top of the spring so that I can use some leverage and compress the spring and slide this in at the same time. Should go in nice and easy, just like that. Okay, at this point, the receiver is built out. Now what we need to do is install the mag release and spring into our grip module. We have a couple grips here. I'm gonna use the Aztecs. Install the spring first, then the mag release. All right, there we go. And then to install the receiver into the grip module is very simple. It drops in place. And then you have 2 pinhole locations. On the other side of our vise block, we have a pocket for the grip to nest into. Holds it nicely so we can drive these pins in. Just make sure that the receiver is sitting all the way into the grip. I get them started and then I finish them off with a punch. Then really all we're looking for as far as the depth is that it's evenly spaced. There we go. So now our receiver is installed in the grip module. We've transferred our mag release, and now we can install the slide and do a function check. You can also install a magazine and ensure that the follower engages the slide stop lever and locks it open on the last round, just like that. One check I also like to do is to ensure that when I pull back the slide, that the slide stop lever will actually drop out of the way, and it does. So this is ready for the range. All right, that's all there is to it. We've made it as easy as possible to migrate your parts from the G19 Gen 3 over into your G120R receiver, and then super easy to knock out these pins and swap out the grip modules. Again, there's a lot coming down the pipeline for grip options and interface options, so stay tuned for more. Drop us a like or a comment. Appreciate you watching. Thanks.